Jinghua's eye surgery was a complete success, but there wasn't a trace of joy on her face, because the man who promised never to leave her had suddenly vanished. Even the police couldn't find any trace of him. Worse yet, the house they had shared together was about to be demolished. She had regained her sight, but had fallen into an even deeper darkness. On moving day, a package was delivered to her. Jinghua opened it up. It was the hairpin Jimin had given her. Following the return address, she went to the hospital. There she met a man who had been burned in a fire. This was exactly what Jimin had arranged. The night before Jinghua's surgery, Jimin had thought about telling her the truth about the car accident, but he didn't have the courage to speak up. He was afraid that if Jinghua knew the truth, she would give up on treating her eyes, so he could only let the victim tell her everything. Tears streamed down Jinghua's face. The brutal truth pierced her heart like a knife. She went to the lakeside where they used to date. She sat there for a very long time. In the end, she still clutched that stone in her hand. Jinghua missed Jimin more and more. She could only rely on the touch from her memories, trying to imagine what he looked like. But no matter how hard she tried, all she got was a blurry, cold image. 2 years had passed. Following their original plan, Jinghua opened a small shop locally. She turned down many suitors, always staying in the same place, waiting for that person to return. Besides her work, Jinghua often volunteered at the hospital. This day, like usual, she was focused on giving an elderly man a massage. A man in the next room suddenly opened his eyes when he heard her voice. It was Jimin, who had been missing for 2 years. When he saw that familiar figure, he instinctively turned his face toward the pillow. She was so beautiful and radiant now that she could see. Tears had already moistened his eyes. He fought back the trembling of his body and turned his head back again. Whether it was guilt or his current physical condition, he didn't dare and couldn't reveal himself to her. 2 years of being bedridden had caused Jimin's muscles to severely atrophy. But even so, those hands massaging his back still paused for a moment. For just an instant, she almost recognized him, but when she looked up, she saw an unfamiliar name. Looking at that face covered in scars, she smiled bitterly. The hope in her eyes was dashed once again. It wasn't until Jinghua left that his right hand, which had been clenched white, slowly relaxed. His tense throat also began to spasm uncontrollably.